Hey, this is Andy Greenwell, and you're listening to Molly exclusively early on Songwriters Lounge podcast, out December 2nd.
Every time I take you on, you push my limit. Argue what I want.
Oh, Tom.
Oh, I love it, mate.
R.I.P. me, man. That was unreal.
Oh,
so
dude.
damn catchy.
Andy posted a preview on his Instagram like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, Andy, mate, please let us play this on the show, because I was hooked instantly. It's probably the best chorus hook I've heard all year. I don't think I've heard a better hook in terms of as soon as it comes in, you're like, wow.
Honestly,
that's
that
good.
Chorus hook is the bomb. Like, even the verse hooks.
Yeah,
like,
everything.
See when you kind of went, like, you did those intervals. It was unreal. Like, there was a bit where he did a vocal hook and he went kind of down.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'd hum it if I could remember, but that was just... Oh, what a melody. Yes.
So it's one of those ones as well that you, after the second time of hearing it, you know the words already. Baby, like already you're singing along and you're having a good time with it, which is what I love. But what a chorus. And for me, I love so Andy is like world-class keys player. He's from Indianapolis. He's pretty much on every local record. He's like that good a keys player.
Class.
So when I heard that synth patch at the start, I was like, yes, this is the kind of stuff he plays on his Instagram. It's so good. And I love it how it starts with the chorus melody on a synth.
True.
I love it. If you have that good of a hook, use it multiple times in a song. Very clever songwriting. The vocals are performed really nicely. It's sitting in kind of like a higher range, like the higher range of Andy's natural timbre through the whole song, like until he kind of takes those little riffs down, like you said. But everything is so clear. His diction is very good. Yeah, understood every word, which is something that doesn't get spoken about enough. I just love 80s music, and I love 80s synth music in general. And this was just right in that category for me.
Mate, it was like Phil Collins could have wrote that.
Yeah.
That was like where it took me. I was like, because Phil Collins, I am such a fan of his chorus hooks, and like his music is, obviously it speaks for itself, amazing. So for me to instantly it wouldn't be wrong in my mind if you told me like, oh hey, like I just came across this demo from like Phil Collins' back catalogue that's never been released. Check it out, Andy. I'd be like, oh, that sounds like a Phil Collins song. So that's like, I loved it, man. Yeah,
it's like a modern Easy Lover kind of vibe, isn't it?
Easy
Very much.
And
it has a key change. Again, we're going back to the whole 80s thing. Like, if you can add a key change in a song, like, people are just going to relate to it. And I'm talking about people that don't necessarily understand music or theory. They just love a good key change because you grow up with it as like, as we are like millennials, and we grew up with Disney films, and there's a key change in every bloody Disney song. So you just,
when
it's something
when the
you're
boy
familiar.
band gets off the stool and they take that step forward.
And I especially enjoyed how Andy brought it into the key change, with a vocal riff being the predominant. If you go back and listen to the bridge and then it goes into that, like, Andy does this riff and it just takes it up to that. I'm pretty sure it's an upper third that it's taken it up to, but I loved it. And I know Andy had our mutual friend Dan Giffen produce the track, and Dan is a
Good job.
fantastic producer. He's one of the only 100 people in the world that is trained and certified to teach Ableton Live. So he's quality. They're in a band together, a local band that are just fantastic band. And Dan's a drummer. And the first thing I took away from the mix is how good that snare is. The snare is so good, drives the entire energy of the track, and it's produced perfectly, I think. They couldn't have done anything to that snare. It just, you go back and listen to it and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The whole energy comes from the crack of that. It's not even that much of a pop snare, but it's just awesome. And I know Dan's a big fan of the Valhalla reverbs, and that snare reverb tail is, again, it just, I just think Dan's done a fantastic job. I think it's an amazing song. So Andy, awesome job, mate. It's my favorite song I've heard in a while. And the guitar that sits nicely in the background that is like saturated with chorus, but it works perfectly for this kind of music. And there's a little touch of overdrive, I think, if I'm not mistaken, with the guitar chain, but I just loved it. And I had to really sit and think, like, what would I added to the session if I was there? And musically and production wise, honestly, I was kind of I just enjoyed it. So I was like, if I enjoy it, why would I change anything? But one thing I would have done from a music marketing point of view is I'd have got rid of the word fuck in the chorus, because immediately, well, think about it, like the radio's not going to play it.
Yeah, true. You
like,
need a, what's it called, a radio version or something like that.
And I speak from past experiences with my old band. We had a song that we really thought could explode, and same with this. I really believe that if people heard this, no one would dislike it. So it could explode. But the thing that dragged us down was we had the swear word in there. We also had the word fuck. So we tried to get it on every European major station. They would not take it. So that's the only thing that I would have changed.
And yet you've got like nowadays that Cardi
wow,
song, which is
that absolute nonsense.
That's absolute filth.
It's not only filth, it's just bad music. Or like it's terrible. And then something like this that really could, like, no matter how old you are, you're going to like the song.
Yeah, true. There's something like just fundamentally like that kind of triggers an emotion in your brain that makes you like it. Like it's
exactly.
That's what the hook is, right? That's the emotional. Oh, I'm into this, and I definitely got that as well, Tom. Definitely.
But yeah, also, like, I say that's the one thing I would have changed, but adding that word in there gives it impact. And, like, why would you change it? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just coming from me being like, what would I have done if I was sitting there with Andy? I'd have been like, maybe we change that word. But again, it adds emphasis, it adds power, it adds depth to that chorus. Yeah. So maybe I should just shut up and let you speak.
So fuck it.
Exactly.
So fuck it and keep it fucking in.
Yeah. Fucking do it, mate.
Like, I love this track, honestly. It's definitely like TV and film worthy. Like, what I mean
Very
is
much.
It really suit like the background of like a Netflix, I don't know, you know, like a Black Mirror or something, where sometimes they do episodes that is back in like the 80s. Like that would fit right in there. So
Stranger Things.
Yeah, just stuff like that, man. Like it would be just swallowed up. It's brilliant. It's already I've mentioned Phil Collinsy vibes, which I'm massively into. Love that introduction synth. And yeah, like I agree, it just set the kind of influence throughout the song. You know, it started off with the chorus hook. The bass in this song is unreal. I just loved it. I felt the bass in this rather than heard it because there was so much sub frequency.
Doesn't surprise me with Dan's production. Like, honestly, like, you'd like his stuff.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, that subby bass was just really thick, but it did not kill the mix at all. I just loved it. Really good. And the movement in the bass, I'm always banging on in this about movement and bass lines. I don't tend to like static basses, unless, of course, it absolutely suits and it's like a ballad where you just need that kind of that plucked, long-held bass note. Fine with that, but this movement was beautiful. And yeah, just wanted to pay homage to that. Completely agree with, the mixing. Is it Dan? Done a brilliant job because it's sonically really well balanced. And it sounds like it belongs in the 80s.
It does.
But with that commercial kind of, just that touch of bringing it into today, which I quite liked. So I don't know if Dan had referenced, 80s music when mixing it, but whatever he's done, the sonic balance kind of still represents what was true to the sound back then, which I think I would find it difficult if you told me, I want to mix an 80s song. I think I'd be too stuck in 2020 and I wouldn't be able to mix it to the kind of signature sound without really reference mixing hard against, classics like your Phil Collins, Easy Lover and all that kind of stuff. So, maybe Dan did that and it was really, really good. Yeah, the vocals, the vocal movement and the intervals in the verse, I loved. The harmonies in the chorus, opened up that chorus hook and just gave that massive chorus feel. Oh, yeah, honestly, I could keep going on, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
And what I liked about the harmonies is there was plenty of them, but it didn't overpower the lead vocal, because I think Dan took out quite a lot of the low end in the harmonies and just sat them like nicely in that mid-range behind.
It was the backup vocals were produced perfectly. There's a very airy. The high end has obviously been opened up, as you said, taking the low end away just to make room for that lead vocal
to sit nicely. Yeah,
it's just a great job. Fantastic song, fantastic production.
All round great job. I think, like, in terms of critique, it was hard again on this one. I'm a sucker for loud vocals, so I would have just brought the lead vocal up maybe a couple of dB just to smack me a wee bit more in the mix, because I'm just all about that vocal hook. Like, just totally loved it. And there was in the kind of introduction synth, there was just a slight bit of like popping and clipping at the end of like when he's obviously triggering the MIDI keys. So I would have just put like a really kind of quick release gate to treat that a bit, just to nicely tail end off the kind of the release of the synth. And that's really it from me. I couldn't think of anything else. I wouldn't want to change anything else. I'm not experienced at all with mixing this kind of music. So massive hats off. And in terms of that chorus, I will be waiting for the day that we can get this on our playlist, because it's not obviously going to be out. So we're not going to be able to add it to the 13th. See, I told you this would happen, Tom.
It's not even a Friday either.
Already messing up my words. We're not obviously going to be able to add it to our Spotify playlist, which is the Artist Spotlight Songwriters Lounge Spotify playlist. But as soon as we can, that's going to be on repeat.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just can't say enough how much I enjoyed the song. It's one of those songs, as soon as you hear it, you get those kind of songs where you hear them and instantly you're like, yep, I like it. I'm right in there.
I'm down.
Yep, I'm in there. That was this one for me. Yeah. I really think if you go about it the right way, Andy, you can take the song a long way in terms of the marketing, getting people to share it. Just put it everywhere, mate, because people won't get tired of hearing this song, which is a blessing.
Andy there, I'm like, Is he talking to me?
Yeah, I'm not talking to you, all right?
Sorry, mate, sorry. It's not all about me for once. All right.
But yeah, great job, man. Really enjoyed it.
Top notch, top notch.